life on the farm is kinda laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can't hack. It's early to rise, early in the sack. I thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm. Raising me a family and working on the farm. The days are all filled with an easy country charm. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle.
Hello everyone, I'm Luke Flywalker, and this is SL Aviation Magazine, Issue 7. Glad you could join us today. We've got an exciting show lined up for you here. I'm headed over to the SL Coast Guard Station for an interview and tour, and then we're going out on the high seas for an actual SL Coast Guard rescue. It's going to be an exciting time. You don't want to miss it. Here we go.
I am Rear Admiral, upper half, which means I'm a 2-star admiral. And I am the Chief of Staff and acting Assistant Chief of Staff G1, which basically is human resources and that type of thing.
Okay.
And I am Senior Chief Petty Officer Crim Mip, and I am the Commanding Officer of the Recruit Training Program.
And when we go across here, we're going to Shepherd's Point Station.
Okay.
And it's actually, like many of our stations, it is a multi-purpose station. And at Shepherd's Point, we have an operations group, and then we also have our recruit training is housed out of here. And of course, we have, docks for the various and sundry watercraft.
Examples of all of the watercraft we use in the SLCG out
here. How do you view, if I raise my Coast Guard boat and sail it around?
If you've got U.S. Coast Guard, that's fine. If you have SLCG, the SL Coast Guard, you must be an active SLCG member in order to use any of our aircraft or watercraft.
Okay, so mine, that's a good point, because I don't think mine says SLCG on them.
We're actually, our SLCG is copyrighted.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
And most of the watercraft and the aircraft that we actually issue and that have our logo on them are actually group locked to the group. If you're not a member of the group, you can't even raise them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's good. And so, while we're on the subject, let's just talk about what does it take to become a member of the group.
Crim, I'm going to let you take that one.
Okay. Basically, there is an application packet that is available at every station. You see that white sign down on by the dock here that says SL Coast Guard on it. If you click on that, you get an application package. And there's some information to read in that, and then you fill out the application, and it has instructions on where to send it. In this case, it's to Admiral Sandstrom Laxness and Admiral Carrie Kay here. And also we have a web-based a website with a forum section on it that applicants are also asked to register for.
Okay.
And once that application is approved, it gets sent to me, and we invite the new recruits to the station and begin the training process.
Okay. And what is the training process then?
Okay, initially there is an interview. We want to, we meet with each new recruit and get some basic information. We want to make sure that they've actually joined the in-world group, that they have a forum account. We do require that they be age verified because we do have a station in an area that is rated adult. And then we let them know a little bit about us. Then basically there's an orientation class which is essentially a slideshow that tells about the group and goes over the training process and what the group is and what the group isn't. Um, and there are 4 self-study courses which are available inside in one of the classrooms that go over customs and courtesies, policies and procedures, um, chain of command, and then how to use the NavMaster HUD, which is given to all of our members. There is also a course that most members have to take unless they have unless they have some certification that they have boating knowledge. We use a course that's located on boatus.org. It's the same course that the Coast Guard Auxiliary uses in real life, and it's a wonderful boating safety course. It takes between 6 and 8 hours to complete total. You can stop and start it whenever you want, but it's pretty extensive. And after that, there's a check ride to make sure that they can actually steer the boat. The first boat that they're issued is the one that looks sort of like a rigid floor raft down here. It actually has a hull on it. It's the Atlantic 75 Rigid Inflatable Boat, or RIB. And then they go out on patrol. And the way we do that is each week they are sent to a new station. They report into that station and do patrols from that station. And the staff at that particular station usually meets with them and make sure that they get any help they need. And at the end of every month, there is a graduation ceremony. And as long as they've done at least 4 weeks of rotations, they graduate. This is the main classroom we use for the orientation classes. It's got the slideshow presentation screen on the back wall. Actually, I could probably start that up. But and then each of the screens on the desk actually duplicate what's on the screen. And it's about a 45-minute lecture. That would be
Okay.
the first actual training session they have.
Okay.
And then they basically would take. There's one self-study course, the NavMaster one they have to take. There's going to be one on the radio that I'm currently actually in the process of creating.
Is that the grid talkie radio?
The grid, yes, we have a group, custom group grid talkie. It has 2 custom channels that we use for our group, and then we also monitor channel 16, which is a public channel that I think all of the grid talkies can use.
Okay.
And that's generally the one that we monitor if someone's calling for a rescue. They usually transmit on 16, and then we know to mobilize and send a rescue crew out.
Okay. Yeah, that was one of my questions. If I get stuck out someplace, either flying or boating, how do I call you? So it's channel 16.
Yeah, if you call on channel 16, you will either get us, or there are actually other groups that also do simulated search and rescues. So you'll get help one way or the other if you call on 16.
So while we're here in the museum, give me a little history about your group. How long has the group been in existence?
It started in 2005.
Okay.
It was Sandstrom Laxness and Tig Spiker, and I can give you the names, but I'm not going to pronounce them because I probably would butcher them.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. I understand.
So, but yeah, they got together and decided that they wanted to do something to promote boating safety, both in Second Life and in real life. And one thing kind of led to another, and we've grown into, a rather large and, I will say, pretty well respected group.
Speaking of boating safety, let's see what happens when boating becomes unsafe. Your friendly neighborhood Second Life Coast Guard is there to lend a hand.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is Sailing Vessel Sunshine. Sailing Vessel Sunshine. We're abandoned ship. We're in the water. Just like that. Our boat is sinking. There are two of us.
for that awesome rescue sequence. Amazing how you guys work together. I'm going to close out the show a little bit differently today. I want you to watch a short video clip of the 4th of July celebration that took place in my First Life neighborhood last week. These two guys live about a block apart, and they put on a fireworks show that put a lot of the community displays to shame. In fact, they shot off more fireworks in the first 2 minutes of the show than the local radio station's entire 20-minute display. This clip is part of the start of the show. Enjoy, and I'll see you in the next issue.